Have you ever wondered if something happening in your daily routine is quietly speeding up the aging of your muscles without you even noticing? Could there be invisible factors at work in your body right now, making you feel weaker or more tired than you should? It's a question most people never think to ask, but the consequences can be very real. If you're over 60, or if you care for someone who is, you know that every year brings new challenges. Every little change in energy, strength, or balance can feel much bigger than before. This conversation isn't about pointing fingers or creating fear. It's about offering support, understanding, and real solutions for you and your loved ones. Today, you're going to learn what most people miss about muscle health as we get older. We're not talking about gym routines or miracle supplements. These are observations that come straight from medical research and the quiet stories our bodies tell us every day. My promise to you is simple. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer view of what's really happening inside and practical ideas to protect your well-being. So before we dive in, take a second and tell me, where are you watching from? It's amazing to see how many people around the world are taking care of themselves and their families together. And now, let's begin, because sometimes the first clue is hiding in the smallest of details, waiting for you to notice. How you get up from a chair, let's start with something so simple that most people don't even think about it. How you get up from a chair. You might not realize it, but the way you rise says a lot about your muscles, your balance, and your overall health. For many people over 60, standing up from a chair can be the first little warning that things are changing, even before you notice anything else. If you find yourself pushing hard with your arms, rocking your body, or taking a moment to catch your breath before you get up, this could be your body's way of asking for help. Health professionals often look at how easily someone can stand up because it's a sign of strength and independence. If it's getting harder, it might mean your muscles are losing their power, your joints are getting stiffer, or your balance isn't what it used to be. Sometimes this is the very first clue that you need to pay attention, even if you feel fine otherwise. Imagine two friends, Carlos, who is 76, and Daniel, who is 72. Carlos noticed he was starting to struggle when standing, so he started practicing every day, slow, steady, and with care. He even made a little game out of it, seeing if he could get up with less effort each week. Now, Carlos feels proud every time he stands up with ease. Daniel, on the other hand, ignored it. He told himself it was just age, so he kept using his arms more and more, and sometimes even avoided sitting down in low chairs altogether. Now, Daniel feels frustrated when he has trouble getting up, and sometimes he feels unsteady or even afraid he might fall. Ignoring this small detail may not seem important at first, but over time, it can make daily life harder. You might start to avoid activities, lose confidence, or even risk losing your independence. But there are easy ways to turn things around. Try practicing standing up slowly from a sturdy chair, using your legs as much as you can. Do this a few times each day, and you'll notice the difference in your strength and balance. Even holding onto the table for support at first is perfectly fine. And if you think getting up from a chair matters, just wait until you see what your grip can reveal about your health. The confidence in their grip, one of the most revealing signs of how well someone is aging, is the steadiness and strength of their grip. It's not just about holding a cup of tea or carrying a bag. Your grip is like a silent messenger, telling you how connected your muscles, nerves, and mind still are. Often, healthcare professionals notice changes here before any major issues show up. Imagine your hands as the anchors of your independence. When they lose strength, even the simplest daily tasks can feel heavier. Let's picture two friends, Anna and Vera, both in their 70s. Anna loves baking, and she's always opening jars or kneading dough with ease. She's found small ways to challenge her hands every day, from folding laundry to watering her plants and carrying the watering can. Vera, on the other hand, has started to avoid jars with tight lids and sometimes needs help buttoning her blouse. She feels a quiet frustration when her hands don't respond the way they used to, and she's noticed she's less eager to try things alone. If we overlook these changes, the risks grow slowly but surely. A weaker grip isn't just about dropping things. It can mean losing confidence, facing more accidents in the kitchen, or even struggling to get dressed. Often, these small setbacks come long before any doctor gives a formal diagnosis. The truth is, small difficulties today can become major barriers tomorrow if ignored. But you can strengthen your grip with simple, safe habits. Try squeezing a soft rubber ball while watching TV, or practice picking up coins or small objects and moving them from one bowl to another. Even opening and closing your hand slowly, a few times each day, can make all the difference in endurance and accuracy. If you're finding these tips helpful, don't wait. Subscribe to the channel right now. Here, every video is designed to help you live more safely, independently, and healthily. And if you think your grip is strong, remember, aging hides its next clues where we least expect. In the following step, we'll uncover a sign most people overlook, but that can change everything about the way you move through your day. How you handle everyday frustrations. Have you noticed how you react when something small goes wrong? Maybe it's a delayed phone call, a misplaced key, or a forgotten appointment. The way we deal with these everyday frustrations is a powerful and often overlooked sign of how our health and longevity are evolving as we age. It's not just about patience. It's about how our minds and bodies adapt to change, recover from stress, and maintain emotional balance. When minor challenges start to feel overwhelming or irritations linger longer than they used to, this can be a subtle warning. It might signal that our emotional resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, isn't as strong as it once was. Sometimes, these small shifts go unnoticed until they pile up, leading to more frequent feelings of helplessness, fatigue, or even sadness. Ignoring these signals doesn't just impact mood. Over time, it can erode our motivation, reduce our social engagement, and even affect our overall health. Take Rosa, who's 74. She started to recognize her growing impatience when she'd get flustered over small things, like waiting for her tea to cool. Instead of brushing these feelings aside, she decided to talk about them with her daughter and began taking short, mindful pauses whenever irritation crept in. Little by little, she regained a sense of calm and control. On the other hand, there's Louise, 77, who dismissed his constant irritability as just getting older. He found himself snapping at loved ones and withdrawing from family gatherings. The tension built up, leaving him more isolated and less joyful each day. When we ignore these emotional cues, the consequences can quietly accumulate, draining our energy, straining relationships, and making everyday life feel heavier than it needs to be. But small steps can make a big difference. Try taking a deep breath when you feel frustration rising, or set aside a few quiet moments to reflect at the end of the day. Even making a habit of sharing your feelings with a friend or loved one can bring relief and connection. Paying attention to how you handle life's little bumps is an act of self-care that protects your independence and well-being. And sometimes, the most meaningful changes start with something as simple as noticing how you feel. The hidden weight of restless nights you might not notice it at first, but the hours you spend turning in bed, the late-night worries, or that subtle heaviness in your chest as you lie awake. These are silent messengers that your body is carrying more than it should. Poor quality sleep is like a phone left off the charger. It looks fine for a while, until suddenly it shuts down when you need it most. The world might tell you that waking up tired or feeling foggy is just part of getting older. But that's not true. Your nights are meant to restore you, not drain you. Think of two friends, Helen and Walter, both in their 70s. Helen honors her sleep, treating her bedtime like a gentle ritual. She dims the lights, listens to soft music, and lets her thoughts settle before drifting off. Walter, on the other hand, ignores the signs. He stays up with the TV, checks his phone, and tells himself he'll catch up on rest another day. Helen wakes refreshed, with a clear mind and steady mood. Walter finds himself drowsy, easily frustrated, and unable to focus, his thoughts tangled before the day even begins. It's not just about feeling tired. Restless nights can leave you feeling disconnected from yourself and those around you. The risks of ignoring this quiet warning are real. Your immune system weakens, your memory plays tricks on you, and simple joys seem out of reach. Over time, even your body's ability to repair itself slows down. But this cycle isn't set in stone. Something as simple as turning off screens an hour before bed or listening to gentle music instead of watching late-night news can help your mind unwind and your body recover. If you'd like more gentle, practical ways to reclaim your nights and restore your energy, we've put together a free ebook with tips for better sleep and self-care. The link is in the pinned comments. Take this moment for yourself and rediscover what it feels like to wake up truly rested. Because sometimes the answers you're looking for whisper to you in the quiet of the night. And as we move forward, another subtle sign might be hiding in something you taste, crave, or avoid each day. Subtle shifts in appetite and enjoyment. Have you noticed changes in your appetite lately? Maybe food doesn't seem as appealing, or you feel full too quickly. Sometimes, you might skip meals without even realizing it. These small changes in how and what you eat can say a lot about your health as you age. Appetite isn't just about hunger. It's a reflection of your body's needs, your energy, and even your mood. When appetite fades or eating becomes a chore, it's not simply a normal part of getting older. It's a quiet message from your body, a sign that something needs attention. It could be a response to slower metabolism, emotional shifts, or the early warning of muscle loss and low energy. When you stop enjoying meals, your body misses out on key nutrients. You might feel weaker, more tired, or less motivated without really knowing why. Think about two people. Helen still enjoys her meals. She looks forward to breakfast, makes lunch with fresh ingredients, and shares dinner with family. Eating is a moment of pleasure and connection. She feels energized, present, and her days seem fuller. On the other hand, Walter has lost interest in food. He skips meals, sometimes forgetting to eat. Eating feels like an obligation, not a joy. Slowly, he notices his strength fading and his mood dulling. The world seems a bit heavier each day. If these signs go unnoticed, the risks multiply. The body starts to lose muscle and strength. Immunity drops. Falls become more likely. The mind grows foggy, and feelings of sadness or isolation can deepen. The body, when not cared for, quietly slows down, one function at a time. But small changes can help. Try eating at regular times, even if it's just a light snack. Make meals colorful and inviting, with fruits, grains, or roots. Drink water throughout the day. Transform eating into a gentle ritual, an act of self-care, a daily promise to yourself. And as you nourish your body, remember, sometimes what weighs you down isn't just a lack of food, but hidden feelings waiting to be heard. The invisible weight of loneliness. There are silences that go far beyond the absence of words. Sometimes, what hurts the most is not having someone to share your morning coffee with, or eating lunch at an empty table day after day. This is the invisible weight of loneliness, a sign that often hides behind routine, but quietly drains your strength and joy. The body feels when affection is missing, when days stretch on without a voice to hear or a hand to hold. The heart and mind suffer. Science shows that isolation doesn't just hurt emotionally. It sends silent signals throughout your body. Stress increases. Sleep becomes lighter. Memory begins to slip. Even your immune system gets weaker. Over time, the absence of true connection can speed up aging, triggering loss of will, sadness, and even physical illness. Imagine two people. Maria keeps her connections alive. She calls her sister every evening, laughs with friend from her book club, and always finds a reason to invite someone over for tea. Her home feels alive, filled with voices and memories. She has more energy, sharper thoughts, and a lighter mood. On the other side is Osvaldo. Since his wife passed away, his phone barely rings. He makes coffee every morning but drinks it alone, staring at the quiet street outside his window. Each day feels heavier, his motivation fades, and small aches in his body seem to linger longer. If this silence is ignored, it can shape your entire being. The risk of depression grows. Purpose fades. Memory lapses become more frequent. The immune system weakens, making you more vulnerable. But this happens to many people, and it can be changed. Sometimes, a simple gesture is all it takes. Send a quick message to someone you miss. Join a group, even if it's just online. Set aside a few minutes each week for a call or a chat. A 5-minute conversation can brighten your whole day. And when the silence outside starts to echo inside, even your body may begin to lose its balance. But what if you could listen to these signals and notice not just the quiet in your heart, but the subtle shifts in your steps as well? Subtle shifts in stability. You notice it when stepping off a curb or reaching for something on a high shelf. A slight wobble, a moment when your foot doesn't land where you expected. A stumble here, another there. But what if it's not just a distraction? These subtle shifts in stability are the body's quiet way of waving a red flag. Many brush it off as being in a rush, wearing the wrong shoes, or just one of those days. But small slips, frequent tripping, or feeling unsure on uneven ground can signal deeper issues. Muscle loss, slower reflexes, or changes in posture that come with age. Ignoring these whispers means missing the chance to prevent what could become a shout. A serious fall, a fractured bone, or months of lost independence. Think of Anna. She noticed she was grabbing the handrail every time she climbed the stairs. At first, she laughed it off, but after slipping in the bathroom one morning, she decided to ask her doctor about it. With a few simple balance exercises and some support from her family, Anna started feeling more secure and confident, even dancing again at her granddaughter's birthday. Meanwhile, Carlos, her neighbor, brushed off his near falls as just part of getting older. When he tripped on the sidewalk and ended up in the emergency room, he faced a long recovery and the fear of venturing out alone. The embarrassment and frustration made him withdraw further, turning a small sign into a life-changing event. The truth is, a single slip can start a chain reaction. Hospital visits, loss of independence, and the quiet fear that keeps you from enjoying life. But taking action is simpler than you think. Practicing standing on one foot with a chair nearby, walking slowly in a straight line, or even dancing to your favorite song for 5 minutes a day can strengthen your balance and restore your confidence. Prevention is freedom. And if the body is already showing us where it's fragile, what about the risks we can't see? Sometimes the next warning sign isn't in our steps, but hidden deep inside, where words and feelings live. The silent weight you still carry sometimes. What truly ages us is not visible in the mirror. It's the unspoken stories, the regrets tucked away, the quiet aches of things never said or healed. This silent weight, unprocessed memories, unexpressed sorrows, lingering guilt, can gently but persistently press down on your body and spirit. When we hold on to old wounds or let feelings fester in the shadows, our nervous system remains on guard, stress hormones quietly rising. Immunity weakens, sleep becomes elusive, and even the most vibrant days lose their color. The body, wise and sensitive, records every emotion the heart cannot release. This is not about blame. It's about recognizing that sometimes the kindest thing we can do is allow ourselves to let go, to forgive, to breathe freely again. Consider two paths. One belongs to someone who has kept years of silent pain locked inside. Unforgiven betrayals, words left unsaid, dreams abandoned in fear. Their nights are restless, their patience thin, vitality fading as if life itself is growing heavier. In contrast, imagine another who chooses to face their inner weather, writing unsent letters, confiding in a friend, praying softly in the quiet of dawn, or simply letting tears flow. Little by little, a lightness returns. Sleep improves. Smiles come easier. Energy grows. The heart, unburdened, beats with new hope. Ignoring this hidden emotional pain carries risks. Emotional aging before your time, a slow draining of your inner energy, the shadow of psychosomatic illnesses, and a sense of isolation that no one else can see. It's as if a locked heart prevents the body from breathing deeply and fully. But release is possible. Try writing what you feel, even if no one ever reads it. Whisper a word of forgiveness, if only to yourself. create moments of quiet listening, or reach out to someone you trust. Letting go is a profound gift you give to your own life. And as your heart grows lighter, notice how your body follows, step by step, breath by breath. But perhaps, in this gentle space, there is one more truth waiting to be discovered. The quiet power still alive within you, and the meaning your story continues to offer. Today, you had the chance to look inside, with your eyes and with your heart. We explored the hidden factors behind sarcopenia and rapid aging, not as a list of diagnoses, but as invitations to awareness, self-compassion, and change. Every sign we discussed, be it in your stride, your sleep, your appetite, or the quiet weight of unspoken feelings, is not simply a warning, but a call. Each detail you observe in yourself, from how you move to how you feel in silence, is a doorway to greater vitality, resilience, and longevity. Now, I invite you to turn this knowledge inward. Pay attention to your own rhythm, your daily routine, your emotions, and the connections you nurture. The journey to a longer, more fulfilling life doesn't demand a revolution, just a single, caring gesture today. Walk with intention. Choose a nourishing meal. Reach out to someone you love. Allow yourself a moment of honest reflection or gentle silence. Change begins with small steps, and each one opens up a new possibility for your future. Thank you for sharing your time and presence here. Your willingness to learn and care for yourself, or someone you love, shows deep wisdom and courage. It's an honor to be part of your journey, and I respect the commitment you are making to your own well-being. If this message resonated with you, I warmly invite you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here, every video is a gentle reminder and a new piece of guidance to help you take better care of yourself, support those you love, and live with more awareness and intention. Remember, it's not just time that accelerates aging. It's ignoring the signals your body and soul send you. Listen closely to what your life is telling you. Respond with care. What you choose today is shaping your tomorrow. And there's always time to make that tomorrow stronger, brighter, and truly your own.